everyone, thank you so much for stopping by. Today I'm going to talk to you about confidence and just share some of the things that I like to keep in mind, or that I try to keep in mind when I feel like my self-esteem can use a little bit of a boost. So in this video I'm going to be sharing 5 simple ways that you can boost your self-esteem, boost your confidence right now. Before I move forward, I just want to make it clear that I'm not saying that I'm the definition of confidence. I do have a pretty good dose of self-esteem, but I'm human just like everyone else. I have flaws, I have insecurities, I have off days just like everyone else where I don't really feel my best. And that's what's so important about confidence and building it up, is it allows us to move forward in spite of our insecurities or flaws and things that we feel are holding us back. Number 1, practice good posture. Now this is something that I have to remind myself of throughout the day, just because I work on a computer almost all day, almost every day. So it's really easy for me to just kind of get lost in my work and kind of, just scrunch up and sit and, be working away. And I'll notice that not only when I'm in my home working and things like that, but when I'm out in public and I don't feel as good as I could be, if I don't feel as confident as I could be, if I just don't feel anywhere near my best, usually one of the things that's off is my posture. And so it's about self-awareness. Be aware of your body language. I put my shoulders back, chest forward, head up, and instantly I'll feel a hell of a lot better. And the funny thing about good posture and body language is that not only are you going to feel better about yourself, not only are you going to feel more confident, but people are going to perceive you as being more confident. They're going to perceive you as somebody who is content with their life, somebody who is ready for whatever life has to throw at them, ready for life's challenges. So you'll appear a lot more capable, a lot more confident, and you get all of those benefits just by taking out a few seconds from your time to just adjust your posture. Tip number 2, pay attention to your internal dialogue. Now, I've said this in a video before, but one of the most important conversations that you can have, that you'll ever have in your life, is the conversation that you have with yourself. That conversation is continuous, it's constant, it never stops. You're constantly talking to yourself. You want to become more aware and more conscious of what is the message that you're delivering to yourself. What are you talking about? What's the nature of your thoughts? Are they positive? Great. But if you're thinking about things that are negative, if you're thinking about how bad things are, if you're thinking about things that are making you worry or things that are making you nervous, the reason why your thoughts are so important is because your thoughts are going to affect your feelings. And depending on how you feel, that's what's going to dictate to you what kinds of actions you're going to be taking. Because if you feel better about yourself and you're feeling good and you're feeling positive, you're going to be ready to put yourself out there, and that's what is going to help you benefit out of life and just really create a better life for yourself. There's no way you can feel good about yourself when you're thinking negative thoughts. So for a simple example, let's say you're walking into a room that's filled with people, whether they're people that you know or complete strangers, and you want to walk into a room with your best foot forward. Basically, you want to walk in appearing confident, appearing as your best self, and you can't do that if on the inside in your mind you're thinking, oh, these people are looking at me, are they going to notice that my hair looks like this, or that my dress isn't really fitting me right, my toe really hurts, oh, this is going to be terrible, oh, that looks like, my ex-boyfriend, if you're thinking those kinds of things, there's no way that you're going to appear confident when you're doing that. So in order to appear more confident, you have to have the right mindset. Ignore, maybe that hair that's out of place. Ignore the dress that's, a little too tight in one spot or a little too loose in another, and focus on the positive. Whatever's not fitting into that positive, we're just going to look away from that. We're going to focus in on what we do like. It doesn't even always have to be yourself. One of the most attractive ways to be confident is to take the focus off of you and put it on what's going on around you, put it on the other people around you. Instead of walking into the room being all worried about, what you look like and what people are going to think you look like, walk into the room and say, everybody looks like they're having a good time, I'm so glad I came, I could have a good time out of this. Maybe there's people here that I don't know, I can meet new people. You want to walk in with the idea and the mindset of having opportunities, of having good memories come out of it. Put thoughts in your mind that will make you feel better and make you feel more content. Number 3, put your best self forward. Now, I've talked to countless friends and people that I know about this, and they've all agreed that this always happens, and they hate it when it happens. How many times does it happen when you've left the house looking your absolute worst And that's the day, and that's the time where you're going to run into the exact people, the last people that you would ever want to run into looking your absolute worst. I don't care if you're just going down to the supermarket. I don't care if you're just gonna go pick up your kids from school. I don't care if your job is cleaning toilets. Dress for success. Always. When you leave your house and you know that you look great and you know that, your makeup looks nice and your outfit is nice and everything like that, you'll feel more comfortable to face anyone and anything. And comfort is key when it comes to being confident. You don't have to go all out just to go to the supermarket, but you definitely do want to look presentable. When you have your makeup on, when you feel that you look a little bit better, you're not so worried about your appearance, you're not so worried about what people are thinking of how you look, and that way you feel a bit more confident and more comfortable to be who you are and do what you want to do and really, get out there and, smile at people and talk to people and just really, take action because you're not so worried about, people thinking that you look horrible. You know what I mean? You'll be ready for whatever it is that life has to throw at you, and that's what confidence is all about. And the benefits of confidence are you'll get more out of your life. So, and you'll also be a little bit more glamorous. Number 4, give compliments. Boost someone else's self-esteem. Now, this is true for everything. Whatever you give, you get. So whatever you want to get more of, you have to give out. So if you want more confidence, go out and give somebody else more confidence, whether they're somebody that you know or even just a stranger. A lot of people, they'll say, well, if they see somebody who, looks very beautiful or something, they kind of find themselves pausing and being like, well, they probably hear it all the time, or they're probably really conceited, or they're probably, they have this perfect life or something, and because I find that everybody just likes to think that everybody else lives the perfect life. Meanwhile, nobody's life is ever perfect. And I just want to say, let's say that all these things are true, and let's say the person doesn't really take your compliments so nicely, and let's say they, kind of blow you off. Well, so what? That's their problem. That's not your problem. You did what you could. Your intention was to help them out, to brighten up their day. And a lot of the times I find that those kinds of instances where people are going to be mean to you, the people who you think are so perfect and everything, are usually few and far between. Most of the times you'll notice that they'll feel better. And I think when we see somebody who, we want to give a compliment to, and they accept it, and we see them feel good about us giving them the compliment, it kind of makes us feel better about ourselves that they really kind of respected our compliments. So whatever you want more of in life, whether it's money, whether it's love, anything like that, you have to give it out first. So giving somebody a compliment, really, you don't lose anything out of that. It doesn't hurt you in any way. So go out and help brighten somebody else's day up. And then on the other hand, whenever somebody gives you a compliment, just take it, accept it, and say thank you, because that person took the time out to notice you, and you want more of that, don't you? You want more people to notice you and say good things about you, because, who doesn't like that? You want more of it, so appreciate whatever you're getting, and you'll get more of it. They were probably going through their own minds, saying,
this person's so perfect, and this person, has everything going good for them, and they're probably really conceited, they probably hear this all the time.
You don't know, what happened in that person's day. Maybe that person, generally might have a perfect life. Maybe they really are beautiful. Maybe they really hear these things all the time. But maybe they were having a bad day. Maybe they were having a bad week. And maybe that compliment that you just gave them, maybe, distracted them a bit and made them feel good, even for a couple of seconds. Tip number 5, don't dream it, be it. That's my tip for everything. It's basically like fake it until you make it. Whatever it is that you want to become, you have to already start becoming before you officially become it. Whatever it is that you want to become, you have to think the thoughts that are going to make you feel like the person you want to become, and then you're going to take actions and behave like the person that you want to become. And that's when you're really going to see the results that you want to see in your life. That's when you're really going to start to see improvements. That's when you're going to really start to see change. So in order to become anything, you have to start thinking the thoughts and focusing on the things that support that and support what you want to become. So if you want to become more confident, you have to start thinking more positive thoughts and start focusing on the things that you're good at, the things that you like about yourself, about your skills, about your life, about your relationships, about your looks too. You want to start thinking about taking the focus off of the things that you don't like and instead kind of pushing those to the side for now and focusing and shifting your attention to the things that you do like, the things that are working for you, the things that you know that you're very good at, things that make you happy. A good exercise for people to do if you are absolutely lost about what are the things that are good, what are the things that you're good at, what are your strengths, is to write them down. Write out a list and keep adding to that list. You can keep adding to that list as you go along, because you'll probably notice that as you start to think of some things, you'll start to think of some other things, and then once you've thought of those, you're going to start noticing some other things that you like. And it doesn't have to be, you know, monstrous, big, great qualities. You can even start off small, and sometimes it might be easier for people to admit to smaller positive things about themselves than it is to, you know, just really kind of reach out there and say, you know, something a little bit more grand about yourself. Keep this list someplace where you can see it on a daily basis, on a regular basis. You could put them up on postcards and maybe, you know, stick them on your mirror, because especially, you know, in the mornings, we spend a lot of time in front of the mirror. You know, we're washing our face, we're brushing our teeth. If you're a man, you're shaving. If you're a woman, you're putting on your makeup. We spend a lot of time in front of the mirror, kind of idle time, and we're kind of thinking about, you know, anything. So I think by having a little post-it, a little reminder or something on the side of our mirror while we're doing our makeup, while we're, you know, getting ready for the day, having that there is kind of going to help us direct our thoughts and remind us to focus on what we want to focus on. Eventually you'll start, as you start thinking about those things that you're good at, the things that you like about yourself, not only are you going to notice more things, but you're also going to put more value into those things, and they're going to kind of, you'll remember them more throughout the day and throughout your life. And that's going to make you feel better about yourself, and it's going to make you feel better about taking the actions, putting yourself out there a little bit, stepping outside of your comfort zone. Because in order to see any kind of change in your life, you have to step outside of that comfort zone, because if you stay within it and stay within what you're used to, you're just going to be doing the same things. And when you do the same things, when you take the same actions, you're just going to be producing the same results. So in order to really kind of broaden your life and broaden your experiences and really make things better and introduce new changes into your life, you have to step a little bit outside of your comfort zone. You don't have to take a whole big leap right away. Start off small. So just to recap a little bit, tip number 1, practice good posture. If you notice that you're not feeling as good as you can be, just take those couple of seconds to adjust your posture. Shoulders back, chest forward, head up. You're not only going to appear, but you're also going to feel more confident, more secure, and more ready and capable to take on the world. Tip number 2, pay attention to your internal dialogue. What are you telling yourself? Pay attention to that. You want to be essentially talking to yourself as though you were talking to your best friend, to somebody that you really love and somebody that you really care about. Tip number 3, put your best self forward. Dress for success. You never know who you're going to be bumping into. Tip number 4, boost someone else's self-esteem. You get what you give. So if you want to be more confident, help someone else become more confident. Give them compliments. Give them encouragement. Push them in the right direction, and eventually you'll also find your own way. And last but not least, tip number 5, don't dream it, be it. Basically, fake it until you make it. Imagine in your mind what that ideal version of yourself, what is the best version of yourself in your mind? How would you imagine that? And I'm not talking physically, I'm talking about as a person. What would your life look like? What would be the things that you would do? What would be the things that you wouldn't do? What would be the things that you would say, and what would be the things that you wouldn't say? Basically, have that image in your mind of what that ideal version of yourself is and behave accordingly. You want to think the way, feel the way, and then start acting the way that that ideal version of yourself would become, so that way you can move towards that. So at first it might feel like faking, but if you keep up with it, eventually it's going to become more natural, and you'll notice that you're actually starting to transform into that ideal version of yourself that you wanted to become. So that basically covers it for now. I hope that this video was helpful to a lot of you. I hope that you can take some of these things and put them to use and really find them beneficial to your life and what you want to do with it. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you again in the next video. Bye-bye.